Hi guys, John the firearms instructor. In today's video we're going to discuss the 80-20 drill. Last couple of times we've done a video, we've been talking about defensive accuracy, defensive accuracy, defensive accuracy. I think it's important you understand the difference, and I put together this 80-20 drill to help you understand it a little bit better. What it is, it's a 6-inch circle with a 2.5-inch circle. And we're going to transition from our sights to the back of the firearm. This is the easiest way for you guys to shoot, point shoot, is to focus here on the back of the firearm versus focusing here with your sights. Because we're going to run the pistol pretty damn quick. When we're using our sights, we have to aim. When we're in a defensive situation, chances are we're not going to aim that much. So this drill is pretty simple and easy. We're going to put 5 rounds in the magazine. We're going to run this drill 4 times, which will make 20 rounds, which will allow you to do it twice with a live and dry fire drill prior to shooting it. I'll show you all this, because you got to get a warm-up of some kind, guys. That makes sense. And that'll give us the 50 rounds that we want to do for this drill. And you know, I've been doing most of the stuff for you guys at 50 rounds. Don't think you need to spend that much more time at the range unless you absolutely want to. I feel that 50 rounds is a good training number to get the most out of it. We're going to try to make every bullet count. And we're going to try to keep them in the circle base here. You know me, and Monday mornings before coffee, we'll see how I do this week, okay? This is a great drill. By the way, this drill is downloadable from our description below. If you can't figure that out, I'll go ahead and send you one by just you commenting drill, and I'll send you one. All right, so what we have, some Stellar & Beller 115s. We've got the old faithful Shield Plus. And we are going to start with 5 rounds. You won't believe it, but I have my muffs on already. I don't have to go get them. I've got my weapon. I've got my ammo. You know, every time I do one of these videos, I got to stop it to go get all that stuff, because I get a hair up my butt and say I want to do a video this morning and tend to not get everything ready. So conceptually, what I want you to do is I want you to put this out distance that you can conquer, guys. Whether it be 3 yards, 5 yards, or 7 yards. I'm going to do 3 for camera purposes. It stays in the camera at 3. But you can do it any distance you feel you can conquer. So we're going to do sight, no sights, sight, no sights. And we're going to try to get here. And we're going to count the ones we miss, if we miss. And then you should, if you do this perfectly, should score a 20. All right. I got my muffs on. You got your muffs on? Let's go to the range. All right, here we go. Nice, smooth trigger engagement. We're going to go as slow as possible. Get our sights where they need to be. So we got those all right there. That cut the line. So we're going to count that. I figured that would happen sooner or later. But that's a good group. That's Sight Systems. You'll take that every day, wouldn't you? So would I, folks. So would I. Now we're going to use the back of the firearm and do what's considered some point shooting. And we're going to pick up the speed on the trigger a little bit. Try to still stay, you know, control. We're going to drive with our chest, really control the weapon, and shoot a little faster this time. All right. We dropped 2 out of there. We dropped 2 out of there. Now let's go back to sighted again. Now you notice that speed was a little faster, right? Because if you really think about it, you're not going to be looking at your sights in a defensive situation. You're really going to be working on just getting that trigger back as fast as possible. Watch any defensive situation through YouTube when the cops or anything, they're not aiming at that point, they're point shooting. Cool thing about our grip, if you really think about it, now the weapon is in the slide lock, I'm going to point the camera. Here we are here. If you think about my thumbs and my fingers are indexing towards the target. So do I really need to aim if I'm actually pointing it right there anyways? It seems like a no-brainer, right? Remember I told you before, the sights on a firearm are for convenience. They're not necessary. We have 3 points we can use. We can use the sights, we can use the rails on both sides, or we can use our trigger finger and our thumb to index towards the target. Okay, let's go back to sights again. Dropped one out of that kick or no? Yeah, I dropped 2 out of that. Now let's go fast again. I think that's them, right? So if we were counting here, even though those ones dropped out, we're 2, minus 2, 18, 18 guys. This is great drill for you because it gives you the ability to understand the difference between aiming and point shooting. Highly recommend you try this drill. It's very simple and easy. Guys, it's a firearms instructor that specializes in you. I want to make sure you understand that we're here for you. We actually have our master class, which is next Monday at 7 p.m. What is it? It's a full webinar course style system that takes you from the beginning of a firearm all the way to mastering it in 5 short weeks. And we give you targets, we give you the course, we give you PowerPoint presentation. In the course itself, there's an ebook. That ebook talks about it as well. And then every lesson in the course, there is a correlated video when I talk about grip, when I talk about stance, when I talk about trigger control. You'll have a video on it that you can look at. Some people learn by reading. Some people learn by doing. When you have the ability to read it, watch it, and do it, you're going to gather it and consume it a lot better. If you'd like to learn more about the masterclass, check the link in the description below. There's limited spots left. I think we only have 4 or 5 spots left. Don't take my word for it. Look at some of these reviews we've had about the masterclass.
What's up, guys? My name is David Navarro. I am one of the beta testers from the state of Washington. I believe I'm the furthest student from John. And let me just say, I was super hesitant when I first took the class, or before actually entering into it. I didn't know if this was a scam or not, but let me best believe this is not a scam, man. This is actually something legit. I had a lot of fun in this class. I had some prior firearm training, but John really polished me up. He made my accuracy, my precision so much better. His teachings really did take my skills to the next level, and I'm sure he will show you some of my targets. This actually is very important class, and I would recommend to anybody, despite distance. Many of us that are on the internet every single day, we're already getting training from different YouTubers and different forums out there, whether it be from Reddit or whatever, right? Asking for different drills and what's the perfect hand grip and everything else like that. The difference between that and this class is that this class, yes, it might be them online or whatever, but you are going to get it personalized to your targets. When you go to the range and you show John your target, he's going to tell you exactly what you did wrong and how. Believe me, it sounds almost like mystic. It almost is, really, but it really is something that has been incredibly helpful to my shooting life. I have a wife, I have a family, I need to protect them. I need to make sure that when I shoot from my finger, right, I shoot that trigger, that it is spot on and that I'm not going to hit anybody else. It is important to me, my safety, my defense, and this is what John is all about. John is to help you defend others, and this is why I recommend his class 100%. He is extremely friendly. He will work on your time, especially me as I was coaching. He helped me. I highly recommend. I hope you take his class.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Steffens. I actually just wanted to take a few seconds to speak about my firearms training with John G. Johnson. I've been in a 4-week masterclass with him to better help my accuracy, proficiency with a handgun. Best class I've ever taken. Most knowledge, simple, straight to the point. If you take the time and work out and put in the knowledge that he's giving you, get to the range and practice, I promise you'll be a better shooter. I'm living proof of that. As I'm in Boston, Massachusetts, and John is in Florida, physically I haven't had a chance to get down there and train with him. But the classes that we've been doing, the training with everyone else, and the beta group that he's provided right now, top tier stuff. If you are interested in a solid way to raise your proficiency in shooting, I highly recommend this. Thanks again, John. Looking forward to working with you.
So there's the words from the students. Not my words, their words. They loved it. You will too. If you have the opportunity to sign up for one of our classes, it's in the description below. There's limited space available left. There's only 5 spots left. If you'd like to learn more, you can always check the description out below. Speaking of ebooks, guys, we have a full course of ebooks that you can check out. What are they about? They're about grip. They're about stance. They're about trigger control. They're about sight picture, sight alignment. This is my first endeavor of training people throughout the United States in my YouTube family, and I wanted to make something for them, and you guys love them. So what I want to do is continue that on by giving you one for free. If you haven't got one already and you want a free book, go ahead and pick one of the books down below, put it in a cart, put free book at checkout, and it's yours for free. Guys, those books are normally $3.99. We've got them for $2.99. And if you want to add a few more to the cart, it would not hurt my feelings at all. And you would be supporting a family-owned business and my family. And I appreciate it very much. Guys, the masterclass is a very good thing for any student looking to become a better shooter. If you're looking for that and you just can't figure it out, I got you. I got you where you need to be. Until next time, guys, God bless, be safe, and remember, you are your first line of defense. God bless, guys. Bye-bye.